Mammut is the only wood coaster at Leibniz Park Tripsdrill, and this tree-themed ride is notable for being the first wood coaster completely designed and built by German companies. This ride looks like a GCI with its swooping drops, but it sure doesn't ride like one. Find out why in this review of Mammut. Tripsdrill's first major roller coaster was Gesundte Sau in 1998. This was Gerstlauer's first roller coaster, and it was basically a wild mouse coaster on steroids, but the ride experience was still suitable for families. This paired well with their Zier Tivoli coaster and Rasender Tausen Fusler. In 2008, Tripsdrill added their third and largest coaster to date in Mammut. The ride was designed by Werner Stengel's company, and the ride was the only coaster ever built by Cordes Holzbau. Mammut would stand 98 feet or 30 meters tall, making it quite a bit taller than the park's prior coasters. And it's still tied with both Karacho and Hals-über-Kopf to this day for the park's tallest attraction. But while the latter two rides are bona fide thrill rides, Mammut is more of a family coaster despite its appearance and size. Mammut is themed to the German Mammutbaume or redwood tree. The star of the queue winds through the coaster's structure, but the final section features some characters logging and other logging paraphernalia. And fittingly, the station itself is erected entirely of wood. Now you may be in the queue line for a while. Mammut was one of the 3 busiest rides in the park when I visited. It had a 45 to 60 minute wait midday as the queue line spilled out onto the midway. The ride was running 2 trains, each seating 24 riders, but it formed a line just because it was popular with guests. The line did shrink significantly towards the end of the day though, so you may want to hit it then. Once you reach the station, you are free to wait for any row of your choice, and I strongly recommend the back if you're a thrill seeker, exclusively for the drop, but more on that in a bit. Mammut runs Gerstlauer trains. Several wood coasters run Gerstlauer trains, but the ones on Mammut are different. These are 3-bench trains, and the lap bars are not U-shaped. Instead, they're L-shaped, and thankfully they have some extra padding for comfort. I think these are the best Gerstlauer trains I've seen on a wood coaster for functionality, and I also love the little chipmunk in the front of the car as well. Once dispatched, you slowly round a corner, and you enter a wooden shed. Inside is a neat little dark ride scene. You'll hear an alarm go off, lights flash, and you creep towards a buzzsaw. At the last second you navigate a small dip, and then you head up the ride's lift hill. This little scene is one of the highlights of the ride. Once atop the lift, you sharply twist downwards and to the left. And this drop gives a really good combination of floater airtime and laterals if you're in the back. It beats the twisting drops on most GCIs without a doubt. However, Mammut is quite literally all downhill from here. You enter the first turnaround shuffling along the way. Considering this was Cordes Holzbau's only roller coaster, and this ride was running 3-bench trains on a twisted layout, I was nervous this ride would be rough. But thankfully, Mammut is quite smooth outside the entry into this first turnaround. Instead, this ride's biggest flaws are the elements themselves and the ride's pacing. Almost every element is deliberately drawn out. Maybe that was intentional because the transitions are elongated and super fluid, which allows the ride to track gracefully. That would be fine if the ride carried more speed, but it felt quite sluggish at points too. As a result, the airtime and laterals suffered. In fact, I got 0 airtime up front. The first turnaround is followed by a camelback that does give a little pinch of floater airtime in the back, but that is the final airtime you'll get in that row or any row on the ride. Mammut then enters this element that's a combination of a turnaround and a helix. You rise upwards and start turning like a turnaround, but you keep twisting downwards to the ground, and there's a nice head chopper at the bottom. Mammut then glides over a bunny hill that also features a great head chopper. Then you traverse a low turnaround near the station. Again, these elements just don't do much from a force perspective. You then pierce through the lift structure, getting another solid near miss with the wood, and then you make a lap through the structure. The small bunny hills and far turn again do not offer any forces, but you do have a few more head choppers. You then rise up this S-hill and drop into an underground tunnel. When you emerge, you rise into the brake run, getting some laterals on the way up. And this ends your 2,822 foot or 869 meter long coaster. So what would I rate Mammut? I would give this coaster a 4 out of 10. This is a below average wood coaster for me. The ride has a few redeeming qualities though. The ride has the cool dark ride scene at the start, several strong near misses, and a great first drop if you're in the back row. But unfortunately, that drop is the only good element on the main course. Thankfully the ride isn't rough though. It's just that most of the coaster is drawn out and devoid of forces. If anything, it feels boring at many points. Again, maybe this was intentional, but the ride does look more substantial than just a family coaster. So those are my thoughts on Mammut at Tripsdrill. What are your thoughts on this German-built wood coaster? Do you enjoy this ride more than me? Let me know what you think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canobie Coaster. Thanks for watching.